All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chelsea Football Club, where losing is the mantra. That's what we do. That's what we do. We lose. We drop points. We lie. We cheat. It reminds me of that WWE wrestler, Chavo Guerrero. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys are all doing well. We're back again with another live stream. And Chelsea players have been given 2 days off. This is what's circulating around the Chelsea sphere, Chelsea Twitter sphere. And people are not happy. People are not happy, ladies and gentlemen. People are not happy. Starboy saying, Miz, relax. That's life. That's life. That's life. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Chelsea players given 2 days off. Now, some people are saying Nathan Gissing is the one who's been, breaking this particular news. Simon Johnson has gone in off the back of that as well, stating that Chelsea's got 2 days off. But Nathan Gissing is saying it's not really cancelled training. It's just scheduled 2 days off. So maybe this was planned. Maybe these 2 days were planned, 2 days off. Who knows? I don't know. Because Nathan Gissing is saying that no. We've not cancelled any training or anything like that. But do you know what? It's just, I don't know. After that embarrassing defeat from Southampton, you'd think maybe it's worthwhile to just get everyone together, get all the players together, get everyone together, and maybe just have a heart-to-heart. It's not even about having a training session. I don't think having more training session or rigorous training session or extra hours in the training field at Cobham, I don't think that is what seems to be the issue. I don't think that's the biggest issue. I think there's a big issue in regards to players maybe not respecting each other, manager probably not respecting some of the players not respecting the manager. I think there's definitely trust issues. There is definitely something off. When you're at 2 out of 15 wins, there is definitely something off. And it's more than just, oh, we just need to train harder. We just need to work harder. I don't think that's the case. When there is a happy group, when there is trust between a group, you'll see success follows those particular teams. When there is not enough trust, when there is not enough respect between the group, no matter how much you train, you're not going to get success. You're not going to get success. So for me, I remember there's another, bit of tweet or a bit of quote that's floating around, which is Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel, I think, off the back of a particular loss in the first season when he first joined Chelsea Football Club, I think we took a loss, and someone or journalist might have asked Thomas Tuchel, "Are you going to have a day off?" And Thomas Tuchel said, "No, this is not the time to have a day off. This is now time to get together and work things out. It's time to nut out exactly what is going wrong." So, look, I thought maybe this is what would have happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, surely Graham Potter, off the back of that embarrassing loss, probably would want to sit down with all the players and just get to understand, where are things going wrong? Am I doing things incorrectly? Like, Graham Potter needs to be very open about this situation. He needs to have a humble conversation with the players. I'm not sure if he's actually had a humble conversation, if I'm being absolutely honest. The way he talks in the press conference, like, you may think I'm wrong, you may think I'm the problem, but I think you're incorrect. Like, he's literally saying you're incorrect. So, Graham Potter being the sort of head of the group, you'd think he'd just bring everyone together and just go, "Hey guys, 2 out of 15, it's not good enough. What can we do better? Where can we do better? How can we do better?" You'd think that you would have these conversations. I don't know whether having 2 days off, and once again, I don't know whether a lot of people are now saying that it was scheduled 2 days off, no problems, but you know, I don't know whether these players disengaging from this particular situation now helps the scenario. I feel like it will only confuse their mindset. It will only just detach them away from everything that's happening at the moment. I think people just need to have honest conversation at this moment, not run away from the situation. Enough running away. We've ran away many a times. Do you know what I mean? And we've only had 4 games. Prior to that, there was 2 weeks off where we didn't have a FA Cup game. Just before the transfer market closed, we just had 4 games. Do you know what I mean? And on top of that, these players, it's not like they do a full day's work. It's not like they do 8:30 to 5, like you and me, the general public. They only train for about 2-3 hours max. And then they go home. They get to pick, when do you want to have a training session? Morning session, afternoon session, evening session, you pick. It's a luxurious life, man. Honestly, you're privileged. If you're a footballer, you're privileged. The fame, the money. I'm not saying there's not stress. Of course there's stress, but you get to do what you love. Do you know how many people would die to do what they love on a full-time basis? Like me, for instance, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, I would love to do YouTube on a full-time basis, but I can't. I cannot. I cannot, because I need to look after my family and, earn enough money to do that, support all the expenses. That's why I do a day job. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I really enjoy doing that, but I've got to do it. These footballers, they enjoy doing what they love. Do you know what I mean? They grew up playing football and now they're getting to live their life as a footballer. So yeah, all these little excuses that's being thrown around. But means, yeah, they've got families, they've got wife and kids, of course, but they get enough time. They get enough time. They absolutely get enough time. Valan, thanks so much for the super chat. Big up, Miz, for standing up to that clown on Twitter. I don't know if you guys know this. And I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm absolutely going to share this with you guys because I feel like you guys need to know this. Now more than ever, anytime you tweet anything, whether it's against a particular player, whether it's against the manager, you'll see so many people on social media, especially Twitter, will come and try and police you. And yesterday, another hero materialized out of the thin air. And this particular hero tries to be, the Twitter police all the time. And yesterday, I did not want to take that crap. Yesterday, I had to put my authority down and I had to showcase to this particular individual that you cannot be throwing your opinions around and condescending others with your opinion like you're some sort of a superior human being. And that individual being Nini. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to badmouth him in this stream because I want to talk about other stuff, but because of Valant Super Chat, I want to share this with you guys. This particular individual, right? I've got no issues. I absolutely have zero issues with you having your views, which personally I think stinks. And many think they stink as well. But we've got no issues because you've got every right to stink up the place as much as you want. It's your opinion. But do not come waltzing down into other people's business and condescending them. You want to provide your opinion, do it in a respectful manner. You may disagree with me, that's absolutely fine, but disagree with respect. Do you understand? Disagree with respect. Don't disagree and then throw a little jibe to condescend me like you're some sort of a superior human being. And then when I call you out, you then have the audacity to say, "Oh, are you just against because I've got an opposing view?" No, I don't mind one bit that you have an opposing view, but what I mind is what you said right at the bottom, which is, please, or you didn't even actually say please, Have some perspective for once. Have some perspective for once. Who are you to tell me to have some perspective, brother? Like as if your opinion is the right opinion. It is the make all and the break all. Like, get over yourself, man. Get over yourself. I just want to share that, and I had to stick up for myself. And to everyone out there, if you ever feel that people out there trying to put you down, trying to showcase you that they are superior to you, stand up for yourself, because you need to respect yourself. One must respect themselves first. And I respect myself too much for others to walk all over me. So I just wanted to share that. Alhambra, thank you so much for the super chat. Miz, did you see the CFC video of players coming out for pre-match training? Look like a funeral. Mount sarcastically said, he said, laugh. Ha 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 ha. Can someone tell me, when was that video out? Was that prior to the Southampton match? When was that? Like, when was that particular video taken? Can someone tell me that? Because yeah, the energy definitely looked pretty poor. But I mean, look, I don't want to read too much into that. At the end of the day, yeah, I don't expect them to be buzzing for training every single. I don't know when that was taken. I mean, some people are saying that's prior to Southampton, but yeah, you want to see some sort of enthusiasm. Look, it's not a secret. Like the playing group, the squad, is lacking belief, is lacking enthusiasm, is lacking a lot of stuff. And honestly, I put it down to the manager and the backroom staff. Something's definitely not right, and they just don't seem to want to talk about it. They just want to tippy-toe around this and run away from it. I feel like you need to be open. Like I just can't stop thinking how well Eric Ten Hag has carried himself for Man United. I know Newcastle at the moment is stuttering, but also Eddie Howe, how well he's carried Newcastle for the past 12 months. It makes me think there needs to be some open and true conversations. And I feel like it just doesn't, it's not happening at Chelsea Football Club at the moment. So it is what it is. It is what it is. That's life. That's life. That's life, as they say. But yeah, coming back to the whole situation of 2 days off, let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know. And also, with these 2 days off, I don't know. Are the owners plotting something? I mean, is there a search for a new manager or nah? I mean, they're sticking with Graham Potter. We go to Spurs. Honestly, I've got no confidence in that match against Spurs. I'll tell you right now, the preview, you best believe, the preview, I'm going to have to predict at the best, maybe a draw, if not a loss. I mean, you must be super, super ballsy if you are able to go with the prediction that Chelsea is going to win. I hope we do. I hope, honestly speaking, I hope Potter turns it around. In my last video yesterday, when I put it out late UK time, I actually said Graham Potter still can perhaps turn this around. First of all, reinstate Aubameyang back, man. Bring Oba back. You need goals. Set aside your ego, set aside the issues, whatever it is you claim to be, that there is no issues, then what's the problem, man? Bring back Oba. If you really want to get rid of him in the summer. Right now, you need goals, Graham Potter. Right now, you need to save your Chelsea career. It does not make sense not having Aubameyang. It does not make sense. You've got João Felix. You've got Enzo behind João Felix. You've got Raheem Sterling. You've got Madueke as well. You've got Mudryk. You've got a strong defense with Thiago Silva, Badiashile. You've got really good fullback with Reece James and Chilwell. Use Oba. Use Oba. Now the setup is there for a striker to score goals, and Aubameyang is a striker. But you want to keep using Havertz, who's not been giving you the returns. You've used David Datro Fofana, which is great. Kudos to you, Graham Potter. Well done. But then you've hooked him off at halftime when he was the most sort of ecstatic attacker in that half against Southampton. You took him off, and God knows what you had, what you explained to him, and God knows how he's feeling about it. When you got hooked off at halftime playing well, what kind of message does that send? So Graham Potter, he can turn it around. He can. Just start making some astute decisions. Start making some good decisions. Don't rely on Mount. Don't rely on Gallagher. In fact, don't even have Gallagher in your squad. Have Chukwuemeka. Have Chukwuemeka. Have Mount from the bench. See what Mount can give you from the bench. Have a plan. How are you going to tackle Spurs? Analyze now. You got 7 days to prepare. Analyze from today. How you going to beat Spurs? What you're going to do to nullify Harry Kane? What you're going to do to tackle their three at the back, the wing backs? You can turn this around if you really want to. Get a win against Spurs. Follow it up with a win against Dortmund. Get us through to the next round, and all of a sudden there could be a little bit of a fire. But it's up to you. It's up to you. No one can save your life now. It's up to you. You got to be able to sell this project. I don't know what project our directors are selling to these players when they're coming in, but now more than ever, Graham Potter needs to sell the project of how he's going to bring success to Chelsea to these players. They got to buy into your ideas. They got to buy into your, philosophy. And if you cannot get their buy-in, you may not be sacked now, but I'll tell you this much. Ladies and gentlemen. Lose against Spurs, followed up with a loss against Dortmund. I honestly would not know how Graham Potter will stick around after that. I will not know. The owners will have to be mad. The owners will have to be mad. If we lose against Spurs and then we back it up with a loss against Dortmund, the owners will have to be mad to not get rid of Graham Potter. Simple as that. Farhan, thank you so much for the super chat. I find it weird that owners are not going to pull the trigger on Potter if history has shown when the fans lost connection with you, it's done. Right now, it's in the situation of being very close to done. There are still a small percentage of people that are still hanging on with their D life because they're in love with a process. They're in love with a project. They're in love with keeping a manager for a long time. So, lose against Spurs, the away fans, the Chelsea fans are absolutely going to give it because Spurs, there's bad blood between Chelsea and Spurs. Bad blood. Farhan, thank you once again for the super chat. Ms. QPR sacked their manager 12 games in. Look, there are clubs out there that are sacking managers left, right, and center to get results because it's a results-based business. I'm not saying that sack just for the sake of sack. No, give them enough time. I think 2 out of 15 is more than enough time. More than you can believe. It's more than enough time. So right now, I think it's already overboard a bit too much, if I'm being absolutely honest. Kingsley, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, Potter ain't going anywhere unless we are in relegation fight. We will get judged from next season. This is a pre-season, strap-in long season. I mean, I hear you. I said it a few days ago that this seems like it's a write-off season. It doesn't matter what happens, to be honest. But why wait till we're in a relegation fight? Do you know how dangerous that gets? Relegation fight. Some crazy, nasty things happen during that time, man. Like, it's not a surety that you're not going to get relegated. Why wait for that moment to arrive? Because once you're in the mix of 4 or 5 teams that's fighting in that relegation battle, it gets nasty. It gets absolutely nasty. Try and pick up the wins. Try and pick up the wins right now. And Finish the season off with some respect. Because right now we have zero respect as a footballing team. Not a single team out there respects us. No Premier League team. 1 to 20. Well, yeah, besides Chelsea. Chelsea can't respect themselves, right? But all the other teams, not a single team, I believe, respects Chelsea because everyone is going after us. Every team looks at us and they, ching, 3 points, baby, 3 points. Right now, no one respects us. And I don't know if any teams in Europe respect us. So finish the season with some sort of respectability. Some sort of respectability. Anmol, thank you so much for the super chat. Potter is a fraud. He's exactly what Moyes was to United. The sooner we get rid of him, the better. Sooner or later, he needs to go. He's not it. I think that's true. I also firmly believe he's probably not it. I admire what he did at Brighton, but maybe that's the level for him. Maybe those players are the level. You know, when it comes to the elite stage, you need an elite individual. You need an elite character. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be so passive like Potter. And you know what? I've been recently thinking, and I know a lot of you guys, I don't know if you guys have caught out on this. Ladies and gentlemen, 450 plus live right now, only 58 likes. Can we bump up the likes to 200? If you're enjoying this conversation, if you're enjoying this discussion, and you're enjoying this interaction, please bump up the likes to 200 because we've got more than enough people. Likes are the direct correlation of the growth of this channel. We're very close to 21,000 subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you guys who always support the channel. Let's bump the likes up to 200. Very easy. Very, very easy to get to that level. But what I wanted to say was, I don't know if you guys have picked up on this. You know how a lot of people say Graham Potter and his press conferences, it's just so bland. It's this, it's tasteless. You know, I don't get any kick out of it. Do you know what I started thinking the other day? I feel like Graham Potter's press conference, I think he purposely does it the way he does it. I feel like he thinks we're idiots. I'm starting to think Graham Potter is actually quite arrogant. Do you know what I mean? Like that pompous sort of, you know, that attitude. Not all English people, but some, like that pompous sort of attitude. Like, I know better. Like, I'm pretty sure he sits in the press conference and he's thinking, there's a bunch of idiots here asking me some idiot questions. And he said that a few times in the press conference, if you guys remember. A couple of times he said, I come here to answer some idiotic questions. I think more or less he said that. I come here and answer sort of nonsense questions. And some of the things that he's recently said as well. You know, most recent one being, some of you guys may think I'm the problem. And then he goes on to say, I think you're wrong. Like, I just get the feeling, maybe we're a little bit, maybe we are naive. Maybe we're being naive. We keep thinking, oh, do you know what, Potter, he's such a nice guy. It's just, nah, I think the way he talks there's some level of arrogancy there, and it gives out the impression that you're an idiot. Whoever he's talking to is like, there's no point in talking to you. I don't know. I just get the feeling like that. Let me know if you guys feel like that, ladies and gentlemen. Valan, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm not fearful that it would cost a lot for his sacking and affect our budget. FFP, I have faith in our board to scout cheap and quality talent. Look, at the end of the day, the results are poor already. I mean, we are already behind the 8 ball. We are already behind the 8 ball. But I don't know how we can continue if we get knocked out from the Champions League and also lose to Spurs. There has to come a point where the owners will have to think, well, it doesn't matter about the FFP anymore because we're getting damaged. We're getting ripped apart. Surely there has to be a particular moment, a threshold, a limit where the owners will go, do you know what? Beyond this limit, screw FFP. Beyond this limit, screw FFP. And I feel like that limit has to be lose against Spurs or drop points against Spurs and lose against Dortmund, then surely that has to be the limit. No, there's got to be a limit. Let's see what you guys are saying, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea Ultra, I said from the beginning, I don't like this meek demeanor. It makes him shifty to me. People like him always have a dark side. Chelsea Ultra, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I am talking about. You know it. You know it. Sure, bro, my boy. Good to see you. Why the hell is it is 12 million a year? What were the owners smoking in the summer? Look, they had no idea what they were doing, to be honest. And I've always said that particular summer window was a rookie season for them. Do you know what I mean? Rookie window for them. They had no idea what they were doing. Prabuddha, thank you so much for the comment. Miz, honestly, I love Potter, but if our owners back this much to a world-class manager like Jose Mourinho, Zidane, or Luis Enrique, things would have been different. I believe so. I definitely do believe so. Balak CFC, my man, how you doing? Seems like we now have to hope to somehow turn this around as per the owner's wishes. I beg all fans stop letting owners off the hook because you got gassed over euros, dollars, pounds. They have been incompetent and chaotic. Look, I'm not going to lie. They've made a monumental error, in my opinion, in regards to Graham Potter. And it's a critical financial error as well. Now, maybe they're just a bit too egotistic to own up on their mistake. And maybe this is why it's taken a bit of time. But more points dropped, soon the owners will have to swallow the pill. They will just have to. It's shocking that Kai is the one who created most chances again. Honestly, Marviel, I honestly, I respect you and I like you a lot, but I see this comment often on social media as well. Every time people are going after Havertz, there are certain individuals that'll come out and say, but Kai created the most chances. Please have a look at his entire game. Don't just worry about the chances. If chance creation, like if that's the only thing that we just focused on, then what does it matter? Like all the other attributes in football, what does it even matter? Have a look at Havertz as a whole. Have a look at sometimes what Havertz does. Do you know what I mean? His link up, his build up, he can't even hold on to the ball. He gets bundled over, he gets bullied. How many times? Okay, these chances created, how many bad decisions that he had to make before some of these chances were created? He's not an elite chance creator, man. Just because he's been the most he's been the guy who's created the most chances for Chelsea again, that don't make it good. We as a football club are rubbish. It's different if Kai Havertz was on a regular basis churning and burning, chance after chance after chance, and no one can finish. That's a different story. This guy's overall game is not good enough. The quicker we realize this, and look, I'm a biggest fool of it as well. Like, I saw Kai Havertz live and I thought, you know what, this guy's going to be the next big thing for us. And I've been fooled. I think sometimes we need to be, honest. Like, just because we might have had a particular assessment on a player a couple of years back, we need to be able to always adapt. Always adapt. And for me, Kai Havertz, honestly, just doesn't have, like, it's just not made for Premier League football, man. It's just, yeah. Like, I don't know, recently, if you saw in that game against Dortmund first leg, how he was running into traffic. He had that through ball from Ziyech and he ran into traffic. And also, how often does Ziyech create chances as well? Would you say Ziyech is a top notch player? I love Ziyech, and I'll tell you right now, I don't think he's a top notch player in the Premier League or for Chelsea for that matter. I love Ziyech, but it's not worked out for Chelsea Football Club. He creates a lot of chances. Do you know what I mean? If you spam enough crosses, some will hit. Some will hit. So yeah. Let's see what Shubra's saying over here. Shubra's got a tweet. Chelsea's hierarchy will continue to back Potter. There you go. Simon Johnson. Simon Johnson has put out... did he put out an article? No, it was an article. It's just a tweet from Simon Phillips, quoting Simon Johnson. Chelsea's hierarchy will continue to back Graham Potter. Well, there you go. There you go. Nothing will happen. We move on to the Spurs game, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hambra, thank you so much for the super chat. Miz, you should do a deep dive on Gilbert Inoka. I've done a lot of reading. He works with coaches mostly. You will only encourage the right mindset if you, as a coach or manager, release your ego. So true, Alhambra. I need to probably do a bit of research on this brother Inoka, Gilbert Inoka. The mentality. I for some reason my brain puts mentality and monster together to make mentality. I don't know why I do that. Mentality monster. I need to definitely research upon Gilbert Inoka because since these brothers come on, the mentality hasn't gotten better and we've not won. So I wonder what sort of work that's happening behind the scenes with this brother. And maybe he needs to work with Potter as well. Of course he needs to work with Potter, 100%. We're going to slowly wrap things up, but before we do that, I'm going to take a couple of more comments and then we'll take it from there. Smash up the like button. We're about 75 away from 200 likes. It's easy. We've got more than 400, nearly 500 people. 75 likes to get to 200. Let's get there pronto. Let's go. And more. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry for the comment. Chances is the most stupid metric. You touch the ball near the box and they count as chance. Yes, correct. You got to watch the match. Bottom line. But Miz, what player has played well this year? They have all been rubbish or got worse. That's on Potter. Yeah. Many people, many players have gotten worse. Has anyone asked this question? Who actually was involved in hiring Potter? Since we all know there was no structure in summer, was it literally Todd picking this decision with zero footy input? I think that's it. I don't think anyone helped him out because by then he sacked everyone that was there. By then, all of the people that was there previously were gone. So Todd Bowley's just by himself making these selections. I think what Bowley would do is instead of paying him out now, if results continue, he will keep him until preseason to see if he improves while simultaneously signing an elite manager before preseason. Let's see. Time will tell. Miz, Mudryk keeps running into players. Felix did nothing. Yeah, of course. Felix did nothing last game. So what should I say? Get rid of Felix? You're comparing Felix did nothing last game to Havertz, who's done nothing for the past 2 seasons. This is where we need to just a little bit of context. Mudryk keeps running into players. How many games have we seen Mudryk? Let's see Mudryk for 2 years, and then we can start slandering him if he's still doing the same thing. Havertz, 2 years. Felix, a handful of games. Mudryk, a handful of games. Now, am I going to judge Felix and Mudryk the same way as Havertz? It's not just about the last game. We need to think broad. We can't. I mean, of course, when we're talking about a match review or a match preview, or we want to talk about a particular incident, no problems. We talk about that match. But when we're having a discussion, when we're having a conversation, you got to think about the broader spectrum. It's not just about the last game. Who cares about the last game? I could care less about the last game. We got beat by Southampton. That's just one game. But what about the 2 out of 15? Let's talk about that as a whole. Let's talk about that. Alhambra, thank you so much for the super chat. In dovetails into your point about Potter's ego, I think owners brought Inoka in for Potter and not the players. He's arrogant and stuck in his ways. That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna wrap things up. Last comment from my man Balak CFC. When you deep it, and I mean really deep it, and you take away the safety blanket of splashing cash, Todd has been an absolute clown. When you be objective, well, I'm actually shocked. Look, he's lucky that he's brought in all these other people like Vivel and Winston Lee. Now, we will hopefully make better decisions. But yeah, of course, Todd Bowley, he's not a sporting director, man. Because you've got about Leeds before Dortmund. If he loses against Spurs, he doesn't deserve to be in the dark. Oh, do we have Spurs and then Leeds? I thought it was Spurs and then Dortmund. Oh, it is Spurs and then Leeds. Wow. Okay. Spurs, Leeds, and then Dortmund. Dortmund's actually a while away. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, it's timely. The prayer is on. I gotta pray. I'll catch you guys soon. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Only another about 60 odd likes before 200. It would be much appreciated if we can get those 200 likes before you finish off. But yeah, smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys later on tonight, UK time. Until then, see ya.